spend the day with me as a private chef working in Florida for the week. I got a lot of questions on some of my most recent videos, so I thought I would answer a few as we go through the day. I started around 6 o'clock. I get up about 5:30 just so I have enough time to get myself ready for the whole day. I started with some loaded veggie egg bites with green onion, bell pepper, and spinach, and I baked those in the oven. I also bake my bacon because it's way less messy and it cooks perfectly every single time. I bake at 425 for about 10 minutes on each side, and then I keep everything warm in a 200-degree oven on an oven-safe platter, so once you take it out of the oven, it stays warmer for longer. Then I got started on a fruit platter, and it turned out beautiful. Then I arranged some toasted bagels. I did gluten-free and regular because there were a lot of gluten-free clients at this retreat, and I want everyone to be able to enjoy everything. This breakfast spread was actually probably one of my favorite spreads I did the whole week. I just love how everything turned out, and I made my chocolate-covered strawberry gluten-free and protein muffins, and those were a big hit all week long. I laid out some different juices, orange juice, green juice, and some ginger juice shots, and then once I cleaned up, it was time to get started on lunch prep. As you know, there's very little turnaround, so by the time you're done cleaning the kitchen after one meal, it's time to start prep for the next. Lunch today was a soup and salad. I made some crispy chickpeas to go on top of a chicken Caesar salad, which was supposed to be like a crouton since there were a lot of gluten-free people. I shallow fried some almond flour tortillas for some tortilla strips that were going inside of a chicken tortilla soup. The biggest bowl that I had was actually the insert to a crock pot, so that's what I mixed the salad with. And of course, I got to have a little taste of the soup that I made, and it was so good. Here's everything all lined up. I had some cheese, the tortilla strips, some corn, avocado, and some sour cream to add to your bowl of soup. Breakfast was served at 8:30, lunch was served at 12:30, and then at 2:30 we had some appetizers as like a little happy hour moment. So I made this charcuterie board with all gluten-free crackers, and those pretzel thins that are gluten-free are so good. Highly recommend. And then the mocktail that I was making was a strawberry mojito. It was so good. I muddled some fresh mint and some strawberries together, added some sparkling water, and it's delish. And then I actually had the night off. The group ended up going to a restaurant for dinner that they rented out, and I was really happy to get a little bit of peace and got to sit down for the evening. I cleaned up the house a little bit. I straightened the kitchen, swept up, and threw away all the water bottles, ran the dishwashers, emptied them, and then I also had to run to the store. My job is not only to prep, cook, clean, and run the kitchen. I am also in charge of procuring all of the groceries for the group. Instacart and grocery pickup comes in so handy during this type of event just because it is impossible for one person to do all the shopping for that many people. The group who hired me was so supportive and so nice. They made sure that I had no issues and were very helpful when they were there. While everyone was out to dinner, I just threw all the groceries into the elevator and sent it up to the second floor, which is where the kitchen is. I also knew that once they were home from dinner, someone's gonna want a sweet treat, so I made some gluten-free and vegan tahini chocolate chip cookies, and they turned out amazing. I made myself a little wrap for dinner, took an everything shower, got all comfy, changed the laundry, and went to bed.